Yeah, really excited. As you said, I've had some success around here. I've had some great memories in Dubai in general. I've won 4 times, across this tournament and the Desert Classic. And it's a nice feeling to come back here and have a chance to win, the season-long title. It's been a few years, but sort of with my consistent play this year and obviously in the majors and some of the bigger events, find myself in a nice position. So, yeah, nice to come in with not just 1 but 2 things to play for this week. So, yeah, I'm excited to get going.
Perfect. We're going to open with Ian Carter from the BBC.
Hi, Rory. Given the nature of the year that you've had, whatever happens this week, I think it'll still go down as a very good year. But how much of an exclamation point, if you like, would it provide for you to get the job done and to win the race to Dubai?
Yeah, it would be. It would be. I just think it would be a really nice way to finish off the year. This is my last event of the season. I know some other guys will play in the Bahamas in a couple of weeks at Tiger's event, but yeah, I just think with the way I've played throughout the year, it's been so consistent, especially over the last 6 or 7 months post Augusta. So yeah, I'm coming off the back of a really good performance, and I want to try to replicate that again and feel like my game is in good shape. So yeah, I'd be slightly disappointed if I walked away here and didn't play the way I know that I can, and I know if I do play like that, I'll give myself a good chance to win.
It's been a year like no other for the game of golf in general. Maybe you could just give us a sort of your end of season assessment of where we're at with the game, and also I know Greg Norman saying that yourself and Tiger and every PGA Tour player should be thankful for what Liv has done. So I just wonder if you could give us an assessment.
The game of golf is, I would say, in a more, a less certain place than it was 12 months ago. No one really knows what's going to happen going forward. In terms of, I guess, anything that Greg says, but that comment, it depends what you're looking for out of golf, right? Are you, am I thankful that it's provided more opportunities for the top players to earn more? Yes, but ultimately, will that make me happier at the end of my career? No. So, there's a lot of things that people play golf for and do their jobs for, and that's not just about money. It's about other things. It's about fulfillment. It's about trying to get the best out of yourself. It's about the satisfaction of turning up and sort of trying to play to your potential. Those are the things that certainly make me the happiest about playing golf. So to some people, they might play for other reasons, but for me, I'm happiest when I'm playing my best, and not that it doesn't matter how much that I'm going to make, but at the same time, it's the sporting achievements that are the things that get me going.
And how important is it, if I can ask one more, that golf doesn't have another year like this one, that something is worked out next year?
Yeah, so I don't think it'll have another year like this one, because all of the noise has been about who's jumping ship, who's going where, who's staying, who's going. Very little of the storyline has actually been about the golf. So I think next year, if we can get the storylines back to being about the golf and about the competition that's happening on the course, that's a good thing.
Just with Jamie.
Just back to Greg. Do you think anybody should say that Tiger should be thankful for anything when it comes to golf, considering what that man done for prize purses, exposure? I don't think Liv would be there for Tiger, wouldn't there?
Nope.
Do you want to expand on that?
Hey?
Do you want to expand on that?
I'm very thankful for... everyone in golf, and I've said this a million times, Tiger is the reason that we're playing for as much as we're playing for. Tiger's the reason that the stature of our game is where it is. The generation of Tiger and the generation coming after Tiger have all benefited from him and his achievements and what he's done for the game of golf. So, I don't think Tiger should be thankful to anyone. If anything, I think everyone else in the game should be thankful to him.
Sure. Sorry, we'll go to Joy and then come back to you, Ria.
Hi, Rory. Just a couple of questions. The first one, I just wanted to ask you about Ryan Fox. I mean, he's the guy who's closest to you. What did you think of his season, and what do you think of him?
I mean, he's had an amazing season. You know, I think yesterday he's went from 217th in the world up to the 23rd in the world. I mean, that's an amazing climb. You have to play great golf. You have to play consistently great golf over a decent period of time to get that high. And he's done that playing golf tournaments that don't necessarily provide as high of world ranking points as some others. So I think he's done a phenomenal job this year. Obviously, he played well last week, won the Dunhill. He's had an amazing season. It's great to see. I don't know him all that well, but he seems like a lovely guy, and I'm looking forward to playing with him on Thursday.
And can I ask you about this golf course where you are like, I think 133 under par for the 11 years that you have played over here, almost 3 under par every round. What is your mindset when you come to a golf course where you have done so well?
Yeah, so I think for me, a golf course like this it plays right into my strengths. 4 par 5s, so par 72s are usually golf courses that I excel on because of the 4 par 5s and because I'm able to play the par 5s quite well because of my length. And then, a lot of the other holes, you can be quite conservative off the tee. So I think it's very hard to separate yourself on this golf course on the par 4s and the par 3s, but then the par 5s are where. So I think the golf course seems to play to my strength a little bit than maybe some others, and that's obviously part of the reason why I've done well here.
Ria.
Hi, Rory. Riath Al Samurai from the Daily Mail. Just wondering, where does this season rank for you in terms of consistency? I mean, obviously, you haven't won one of the 4 that you would have hoped for, but everything else has been pretty much on the money. I mean, where would this stand for you?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of consistency, especially in the majors, it's probably, I didn't win one of those big 4, but second at Augusta, third at the Open, 5th at the US Open, and 8th at the PGA. Like it's been very, very consistent. I feel I've said this year felt very, very similar to 2019. Very similar numbers in terms of strokes gained. If anything, I was a little better this year, stats-wise. Better around the greens. Definitely putted better. It's the first time I ever finished in the top 20 in putting on the PGA Tour this year. So it's really nice at this stage in my career, 15 years in, I'm still finding ways to improve. That's a really positive thing going forward. So it's been a great year, and I'm excited to see where I can go from here because, as I said, to see those improvements 15 years into a career is something that excites me moving forward.
If I could just ask another one about Liv. There's a lot of talk, and you've said it yourself that at some point people now need to get around a table. Do you think is that possible with what's been said by the protagonists involved and sort of, the head of the PGA Tour, sort of Greg Norman? Is it even possible to see those 2 guys sitting down?
So I think there's a few things that need to happen. So there's obviously 2 lawsuits going on at the minute, right? there's the PGA Tour versus Live, and there's obviously this one that's coming up with the DP World Tour in February. Nothing can happen if those two things are still going on, especially, yeah, I mean, you're limited in what you can do. And then I think from whatever happens with those two things, there's a few things that I would like to see on the Live side that needs to happen. I think Greg needs to go. I think he needs to just exit stage left, and look, he's made his mark, but I think now's the right time to sort of say, look, you've got this thing off the ground, but no one's going to talk unless, there's an adult in the room that can actually try to mend fences. And if those two things happen, then things can happen. But right now, it's a stalemate because there can't be any other way. So hopefully something can happen. Who knows? But right now, I think the two separate entities, PGA Tour, European Tour, and Live, they're just going to keep going both their separate ways, and one's a very different product to the other, and they're just going to keep going until something happens, and whether that's in the hands of a court or a judge, or if something else happens along the way, no one really knows. But right now, it seems like it's just a bit of a stalemate.
Got time for 2 more questions for Tia.
Rory, you told me in the past you've been reading some good books about self-development and consciousness and all this. Do you think forgiveness will be the right word to use to cess this war of golf?
Yeah, I mean, I think in time that can happen. It's obviously been a very contentious year in golf. And I've said this, the best thing for golf is to have all the best players playing together. And what's happening right now is that's not happening. So I fear for the game when that's going on. So that's why, again, with everything, and it's contentious because there's lawsuits going on and people are suing people. It's very, very messy. So again, if all that stuff can be sorted out one way or another, then you can get to the stage where there's forgiveness and people can talk and dialogue and come to some common ground or some sort of compromise. But again, once all this is happening, it's very hard to do that.
And go final question with Joy, please.
Rory, I know you were involved in many of the talks going on with when the world ranking OWGR was changing. But what do you think of the product now, given the projections that this week, the DP World Tour Championship, which is a flagship event of DP World Tour, is getting around 20 to 21 points, and RSM Classic, which is getting around 39 points?
Yeah, so I mean, you look at the two different fields. You've got a 50-man field here versus a 144-man field there. So just in terms of how the strength of field is calculated, they have 90 more players to contribute to their strength of field. So the reason that this has got 21 points and RSM's got 39 is the person that wins the RSM has to beat 139 other guys. You only have to beat 49 other guys here. So it's a much fairer system. I think it rewards people that it's pure numbers, strength of field. Has it hurt people's feelings? Has it upset people? Yes, because people have been used to getting a certain amount of world ranking points in one event and now it's dropped. But I would say those events were getting more than they should have been getting. So I think it's the fairest system that you can come up with right now. And a lot of work went into that. 5 years of algorithms and analysis and work went on into the system. So it's not as if it changed overnight. A lot went into it. So it's the best one that we can come up with right now. And I think it'll take a while. It'll take another 18 months for it all to play out, for everything to level off as everyone gets 2 years into the rolling system. It's a little bit of as it's been rolled out, there's a little bit of discrepancy. But once we get 2 years into it and everyone's played a full 2 years and they have whatever their minimum divisor is in all the events, I think I think you'll see a fairer reflection of where everyone is ranked in the world that is eligible to be ranked. I will
Rory.
add that caveat.
Thank you for your time this week, Rory, and all the best.
Thank you.